Good afternoon, dear colleagues. I'm Ekaterina Tikhonova. I am a teacher and a blogger. Last year, our Ministry of Education didn't like this term bloggers, but now we are not called bloggers. We are people who upbring and educate as well. Why am I here? Thanks to what am I here? I'm here thanks to my blog. And at the school where I work, and it's one of the biggest schools in Moscow, in Russia, his name is Rachevsky, the principal of the school. Maybe you have heard of him. And it's a great pleasure to work in that school. And again, why do I work there? Because of my blog. Just to introduce that blog, it's the fastest social media in the world. 2.5 years ago, I began to do vlogging and nobody knew about me. Now a lot of primary teachers know about me since I'm a primary school teacher. And I also know that I have followers of even middle school and high school teachers. When I began this blog, I thought that everyone knows everything. Everything is out there. Does anyone do vlogging? Can you raise your hand, please? Did anyone think about beginning one? Please try once. So I told you who I am. You can see that I am the member of the Educators Council on the platform of the Ministry of Education. I wrote a course for teachers. I realized that I have enough experience to create a course for teachers. And my course included the discipline, how to work with parents, how teachers also lose energy. Sometimes I need a recharge. And I have a lot of teachers following me. And even some universities want this course to be a part of their training, certified training for teachers. Also, I'm invited to different forums thanks to my blog. I don't have any acquaintances. I don't have anyone in the Ministry of Education. It's all thanks to my blog. I also created a channel which says emergency for teachers, ambulance for teachers, and we help each other. Different psychologists and teachers, we all help each other. In this modern world, teachers are very vulnerable, so we need to help each other. I have a portal, Life.ru. Let's watch the video together. I am Tikhonova Ekaterina. I'm a primary school teacher. I have been working for 20 years, and I am also the Educators Council member on the platform of Ministry of Education. I never dreamt of becoming a teacher. It was just an accident. I wanted to become a counselor, a phone counselor, call center counselor. But then after that, I decided to learn to become a teacher. I worked with children with difficulties, and I was also asked to finish one of the fourth grades and graduate them. During the pandemic, I thought, why shouldn't I could also share things that I am good at with people. I decided to share with my experience, and I thought that everyone knew about everything that I'm talking about, but in fact, fact, it's not true. That is why I gained popularity among colleagues and among parents. When parents see our pages, social media, they can see who am I and what am I like. You know, schools now are quite closed and reserved, and parents cannot see what's inside, how lessons happen. Of course, and through my blog and through what I record, parents can see the lessons and the process. Students love that teachers also know how to use phone and blogs and are similar to them.
Учителей-блогеров полезен, конечно, молодым педагогам. Нет ничего интереснее, как видеть плоды своего труда, которые ты будешь уже даже на следующий день. Чувствовать себя значимой и весомой. Знать, что ты вкладываешься в будущее нашего образования и вообще в будущее нашей страны, потому что в руках учителя будущее страны.
Thank you very much. I wanted to show you that in modern world, the role of teachers bloggers is huge. But when we talk about vloggers, we don't think about teachers. We think about, who can guess? We think about some famous vloggers like Tanya Milokhina. But why does Ministry of Education is now on our side? Because it's important to share, and there are different vloggers, and we're going to talk about it. Today, I'm going to talk about personal brand, why we need it, and how it can help us. Take a look, please. There's a table, what personal brand is. It's a collaboration of these three moments: professionalism, calling, and reputation. And without these three, it's difficult to create a brand, a quality brand. And of course, brand is also image. And there are three illustrations. Can you think about the sweater? What is it about? Who usually wears? Steve Jobs wears such clothes. What about the hat and the mustaches? Mikhail Boyarsky. So these are different elements that remind us of someone. And this is the image that we create. And you can see that image is a person's appearance, a person's image through his speech, through his appearance and other things. Reputation. It says that if you have a good reputation but bad image, it's not a big problem. But if you have bad reputation and good image, it will not help you. Its reputation is very important, and you cannot earn it without effort. You need to include time, and you will. And then Coco Chanel said, you will never have a second chance to create first impression. And I will share that the first meeting with parents is very important, because during that first meeting, you create your first impression. Reputation, how can we spoil our reputation? I didn't find it, but a newspaper found mistakes in famous vloggers' social media. They had mistakes in their vlogs, but teachers may not and cannot have grammatical or any other mistakes in their vlogs. Even if you make one mistake in the parents chat, it's easy to take a screenshot of it and send it to the administration and spoil the reputation of a teacher, ruin the reputation. So I always have someone who checks it for me before I send it to the parents. There are forbidden social media like Instagram, where we post things and make mistakes there. But it is important to understand that we always have to double check everything that we write, otherwise it ruins the reputation. Our personal, I always say that if you don't have anything to say, talk about your what you value. When a young teacher starts working, he needs to always mention what he values, what are his values. There is a course that my colleagues know very well, but this course was brought up slowly in different stages, and this is the logo. It says, "Let's burn the hearts, let's light the hearts." And once I asked, "What do I do?" And someone made verses and said that you save the burning hearts, or you light the hearts that are not burning yet. So as if I am lighting teachers who do not have that light yet, or I am helping the teachers whose light is already burning. Can every teacher become a blogger? Can you raise your hand if you think that everyone can be a blogger? And then if you think not everyone, can you please look at this aim and use your notebooks? Can you take out a page of your notebook? Take a page out of your notebooks and make an airplane. However you can. If you cannot do it, ask someone to help. Yeah, ask someone to help you. So you took out a paper and you're making an airplane. It doesn't matter how you make it, however you can. Please do it. Now we will find out, can you become a blogger or not? So let's keep doing it. However you can. Is it ready? I will give a few more seconds. Open up the wings of your airplane. If you are ready, I am a teacher of primary school, so if you are ready, just raise it. But don't throw it, please. I'll give a signal. And I will ask now. I will ask you, once I give you a signal, you have two screens in front of you. I'm sure we will not hit the screen, but when I say 1, 2, 3, you will try to put to the aim on the screen. Can you? 1, 2, 3. Well done, well done. Let's see whose is this one. So there's someone who is close enough to the aim. Why do you think your airplane reached the aim? Because you shoot it with a good speed. You had a good speed. And when we talk about vlogger, high speed is when you constantly update your content, when you change something, when you add something to the content. What about you? Why your airplane was faster? Because you were close enough. That's true. If we talk about vlogging, maybe it's the experience. Maybe you have seen a lot of things, or since you are close, you see it closer to you. Or you begin with someone's example, especially those who sat at the back. I can come and take your airplane. and I will help that airplane to reach the aim. And of course, it will reach the aim. So, what do you think? Whose help you might need if you begin a blogger? Yes, you might need someone who guides you. It might be copywriters, editors. My sister is a copywriter, so I thought that I could use her help, but it's not my language. And when she writes, I really don't like that way of writing, so it's not convenient for me. And now I try to write mostly by myself. Every teacher can have a blog, but there are different blogs. These are my favorite blogs. These are the primary teachers. We are all different, and that is why the airplane has different speed. Someone's blog has a lot of followers. It has a faster speed. Someone has a Telegram account. She flew really fast. And I tell her that you became my rocket. And she's talking about calligraphy. And of course, all teachers want students to write beautifully, to have good handwriting. And she would give lessons on calligraphy. And that is why she has so many followers. Irina Namosova is also member of Educators Council. She's been doing this blog since a long time ago, and she was doing it step by step. Andrei Fedotov, have you heard of him? He's a vlogger who met Mr. Putin, and he suggested that if we cannot forbid something, we have to start doing it. So he began a vlog. For this blog to become accepted by people, they had to create a council of teachers, teachers bloggers, and we even have a reglement. We have procedures where it's written how things work, what rules are there. Some have fun content, some are more experts. But I always think that our goals should be high. We should set high goals for ourselves. And my goal was high enough so I could reach it. 3 years ago, when I began my blog, my colleague who is doing a course with me said, why we don't need it, everyone knows it, but then we needed one step. I needed one step to reach these results for teachers. And I think having this many followers is not a bad result. And these people are not just bots or some made-up followers. These are real people. And even some of them would come to the conferences that I had. Of course, not everyone could come, but a lot of them came. How to become an interesting blogger? Why do people read me when I ask them, what is interesting about me and my blog that you read? They say, because you are a simple teacher, you're not scared to tell your mistakes, to talk about your mistakes. I wrote about one of my failures, a post about my failures, which had so many followers and many people watched. And the story is, I was very young, and in front of everyone, I just tore the notes of one of the teacher. I didn't like how dirty it was and how messy it was. And next day, the mother came, not this mother's mother, this student's mother. It was 2007, and teachers, parents wouldn't come to complain, and comes a mother. Then I found out that it was a psychologist who graduated from Moscow State University and said one word. Miss Ekaterina, do you know that the child shared that there was this story during the lesson. You are a light. They look at you and they know that they can do this and they cannot do this. But by this act, you showed your impatience when you throw things, when you tear things. That means you show your impatience, your anger. And up until now, these words are in my head that I will never ever allow myself that. Yes, I was young, and a lot of times our negativity depends on our tiredness and exhaustion. We tend to forget that children need some calmness, but it's another topic. So why am I talking about this? I shared this personal experience of a failure. And thanks to that, I showed people that it's important to accept your own mistakes and try not to repeat them. And teachers began to write their own mistakes in the comments. Also, they would tear papers, tear notebooks, throw things, and share different problems. So I show my life. I show what my hobbies are. And everyone tells me, how do you make it? How do you work as a teacher and you also have your blog constantly updated? But honestly, I do not manage it all. I don't know why people think I manage time-wise, but I do not. But I just keep looking for balance. And of course, yeah, I'm learning, and I sometimes do refuse some conferences to attend and some forums so that I can balance my time. So this way, I have a big auditorium of different people, and it's outside of even our school building. Not only our primary school parents watch me, but also middle school and high school parents. We had offline meeting with 56 teachers. Teachers have 56 days off. And so on one of the rooftops, we had a meeting with 56 teachers. We had also a white evening with 50 teachers. And the most important thing is that it's a paid event, and the teachers are ready to pay to attend it. So some of them say that you are like a light for us, and when we see your light, we want to follow it as well. So when I see it, I think, what do I do? It's just my work. It's just what I've been doing and living with. And this year we also had about 2-3 weeks ago, we had a first camp for teachers, a fall camp. It was 100 plus participants because we didn't have enough place, and we also had children with us. There was learning, there was fun. They would draw, they would sing by Bonfire, and we got a lot of energy from each other, and it was warm enough. And it's important for teachers to gather with each other. And my blog was the reason why they all got united with each other. They got to rest, they got to talk, sing, and learn from each other. What if we have a blog? What do we begin with? What do we begin with our blog? Yes, we begin with a channel. We create a channel, and a lot of people create Telegram channels. And out of my experience, Telegram channel doesn't really grow. But It will, but VK community will grow and it will grow much faster. So if you want to create a vlog, it's better to begin with VK. It's not a promotion, it's just a fact. VK, start adding, forwarding your notes. And so that's how you get more auditorium. Instagram, although it's forbidden, but there's also Reels. They work and there are a lot of experts. Of course, you can sing and do things, but of course, people will not follow you for that. Maybe they'll follow you because your dance is beautiful. But if we talk about an expert's blog, we have to post some important and useful information. We have to find the triggers, which is discipline, parents, because parents is a hardest part for teachers. Now, a lot of parents almost sit next to our students at school and tell teachers how to educate and how to do the lead the lessons. It is a painful topic. We sometimes have 2-3 hours of seminars about parents, about the modern parents. We can be friends with them, we can build relationships with them, but we must know how. If we talk about beginning a blog with creating a channel, a Telegram VK, so it's better to choose VK. If you want Instagram, you have to choose, you may, but don't forget about hashtags. And through these reels, usually I grow through my reels, and my VK grows through my Instagram. So what are the topics? What are the topics for the posts? You have stickers in front of you. Could you please write what topics, or maybe one topic? What would be the first topic for your first vlog, for your first post in the vlog? What would be the first topic? Could you please write it and come and stick it on the flip chart? Of course, it's not mandatory, but if you would like to share, it would be nice. Once you put it all on the flip chart, we will read the topics, and then I will suggest my topics as well. I see one topic that I already spoke about. I spoke about triggers already, and also mentioning your own mistakes. People usually like seeing that, and it's a great trigger for them. Come, don't be shy, come. Great. First topic, to introduce yourself. It is important to introduce yourself. And I began introducing myself, telling you about my awards. So, of course, you trust me a bit more. I might need a translator later. How to prepare something. The first line of every vlog is the most important one. The first phrase is the one that is seen. If your first phrase is just "hello, my dear," of course, nobody will continue reading. First phrase is the headline. And then so one of the stickers says how to prepare, and then you add how to prepare parents meeting. So next topic is about the speciality of school. As I mentioned before, school is a closed place. Not everyone knows what's happening inside. So people would like to know what's in your school and what is special about your school. He's translating. It's about international family. I am following right now a few teachers from England, from America, and they also have really great ideas about different things that we can use in our work as well. They have different, of course, classes. They are decorated a bit too much sometimes, but there are some useful things that we can use as well. Motivation, that is true. It is a painful part of about these modern kids. They have everything, but they don't have motivation. It's a development classes. There are different teachers. They told about developing topics, how to talk with parents on topics that develop their students, their children. So there was one teacher who came to me and said that there's a child who doesn't want to come and answer when I ask her. So the biggest mistake would be to ask a child, why did you behave like that? Why didn't you do your homework? Actually, cross away the question why from your educator's life. When you ask question why, you make them victims. So I ask different questions. Did you like the lesson? Did you like your own performance during the lessons today? So she says no. Why did you work like that? And she says, because I was not ready. I did not prepare. So why did you not prepare? What was the reason you did not prepare? Because my mother had a birthday and we had guests, so I didn't have time to do my homework. That's why I didn't want to answer the teacher's question. And so we ask, what do you think you need to next time to escape this situation? I figured out that there's another way. We can talk to students. I don't like praising my own self. Someone told me that you implement a lot of things, but I say no. I take ideas that have been there, I just modernize them or improve them. There is there are methods in USSR, and I look at them how they could work in modern school. Now these are my ideas about first posts of your blog, if you ever want to begin one. A post about yourself through your personal story. It's more interesting than talking about my awards. But the second one is my experiences, my awards, and my failures. So don't forget that the first line of the blog or the first phrase is the most important. It catches the attention of your followers. Trying to come up with topic with a first line that would catch attention. Does a teacher need higher education? And so that would be the first line. And after that, I will just write my ideas. And they will read it. So an interesting post that people would save or repost or keep it or take a screenshot. It can be a checklist, it can be some kind of file that people will save. But please do not copyright, do not take someone else's materials, because somebody someday will eventually find out and it will not be good. A trigger. Why did my blog begin growing? Unfortunately, I don't have a photo, but the post was I was in a swimsuit. Does the teacher have rights? That was the topic of the post. I was in a swimsuit and there was a sign on the beach that says forbidden. And that caught a lot of attention of my auditorium. So other trigger topics could be the salary, parents, administration, how prestigious the profession is. And when I spoke about salary, people didn't really know that there are two schools next to each other and have different salary. Parents, administration, prestigious, how prestigious your profession is. There's another topic for your post, problem and solution. For instance, discipline. You can write that discipline is the problem and you can write a solution to it. And so if you write and you want people to ask for more solutions, you can also write your Telegram channel ID there, and that will also lead them to your Telegram channel where they can ask you questions. You can challenge them, like ask them to repost you, and if they repost, they can get something, some award or reward. Some people ask people to send files to promote themselves, but I usually try not to do such things. But I have a separate team that promotes me and my blog. The first person that I worked with told me that, how do you grow so fast? Does anyone promote you? And I asked her, what does it mean to promote? I just write my posts and that is it. But I do it regularly. So of course I grow. And being regular is also very important in vlogging. I had a challenge recently. If you follow me, you know that when teacher, instead of writing class work, they write great children. It's a wordplay in Russian. Class means great and class means as a classroom. So I say, you're cool children, so please go ahead, write it that you are cool. So challenges also help you have your followers grow. You also might post an interview with someone who is more popular than you. And people will see how you speak, and also the popular person who will, and that will make your followers, number of your followers grow. You might also have, you can write about the growth of your child. I had a child who became a winner in an Olympiad, so I could share that experience and different teachers would read about it. I had a story about a boy. A vice principal told me that there is a boy who will be transferred into my class. He changed already 2 class and 2 teachers. He's a smart boy, but he has hard time adjusting to the classroom. He speaks different languages, but I stopped her. I told her, do not tell me about him. Why do I need this boy? I kept thinking, I have already a classroom. I have sweet children who know how I work, and we have a great balance in our class. I always tell a story of Makarin, who had very difficult children come into his school. And what did he do with personal files of his children, who sometimes would be criminals? He would never read them. He would just put them away. Why wouldn't he read? Because he really wanted to get his own impression of the child. So when the vice principal was telling me about the student, and then later his teacher came to me to tell me about him, I stopped them and told them, give me a month. I will do my best. I will give him attention. I will give him care. I'll prepare a comfortable situation for him. And right now, different teachers come and tell me that this is a different child compared to last year. It is important to forget about all his faults, all his difficulties, and focus. So one of the posts could be the story of child's growth. I don't like the word followers, I like readers. And the last post that I want to suggest is you could write some posts about some events for Mother's Days, for instance. You can it can be different scripts, different poems, but it should be in advance so that teachers have enough time to print it out, to prepare for it, and to send it to parents. And of course, you have to constantly update your blog. These are some triggers, yeah, teachers and their salary. Should we go on a sick leave or should we not take sick leaves? It's an old post, but very popular. I didn't have as many followers as now, but and finding an approach to my child also. Another post that I had. Am I a teacher or am I an animator, interpreter? I want to repeat that not only I write about my achievements. When 2022 ended, people would write what achievements they had in the year that has gone. I wrote about my failures. So a lot of teachers actually praised themselves and shared some. I usually share about my failures and my challenges. When I have posts that are useful and have some expert meanings, expert ideas, then it's more interesting and get a lot of followers through that. Because, and I also write in different forms like audio files, podcasts. While I'm in the car, I might record something as well. So the variety also gets attention of the followers. I do different tests. I have some voting and I ask people questions. When people write problems, share their problems with me, and I try to help them. And if I can help them, then it's great. Also, when I do voting, some social media might ask me to ask teachers to vote for something. And actually, sometimes we have about 2,000-3,000 people who vote, and that gives us good references. I told you before about anonymous questioning, where people can just, through the channel ambulance for teachers, ask me questions. And I will answer to their questions. Not all teachers are ready to tell their name and ask openly what their question is. So some of them do it anonymously, incognito. And of course, there are advantages and disadvantages of blogs. As I started with some advantages, that it's a personal growth, personal and professional growth. When I came to my new school, the principal did not even open my resume. He said, "We saw your blog and it was enough for us." And the second one is new, meeting new people. When you creating new brand is personal brand is also an advantage. Growth. So it also helps people to trust you more. When people know my blog, they have seen it, and then they come to me and they ask for advice. And through my blog, they know what I do, so they trust me more. And of course, I take part in some commercial projects. And sometimes they even bring me more income than even school. So sometimes people ask me, why do you need even to work at school if you have enough income on side? But of course, I know that I am interesting as a teacher to my followers. If I leave school, then of course I will not be as interesting as a blogger. And some disadvantages. Teacher is always that everyone always watches you. You become a public person. Then you get some criticism. You might get some condemnation, and of course, your time is taken as well away from you. Of course, there are more advantages and some other advices. Keep the trust of your people. Give them less paid stuff, and give them maximum useful things. And of course, some useful things give me more income. Do not copy, do not copyright, do not overload your followers with ads and promotions and advertisements. Know what the interests of your followers are. Through this, I actually helped someone gain followers as well. Please remember, when people ask me, do you have some kind of script for fourth grade? And I say that right now I'm in the third grade. So I do things right now only for the third grade. I'm thinking about them right now. Later, when I'm in fourth grade, I'll think about script for that class. I like metaphors. So we like strawberries, but when I go fishing, I don't take strawberry to the fish. I take the worm. That's why I do not feed worm with a strawberry. So we have to remember to read the comments and references, feedbacks of other people to be able to have a better content. So all of this collaboration of different advices and references will help you as well. We usually say that bloggers share some important information. You know how sometimes teachers do not even let others enter their classrooms and see what's happening there, but through the blog, you can show others what's happening inside your classroom. This is the QR code, and I can give you some advice if you want to begin a blog. So if you follow this link. Did anyone try? And this is my social media. If you are interested, of course, Instagram is more Instagram. Telegram has useful things, and VK also has a lot of useful things. I usually use Instagram a lot, so but I do say that VK is easier to grow than Telegram. I hope it was useful for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's one more time thank our speaker.